Hi everybody, welcome to another makeover, and in today's video I'm going to be working with this beautiful mid-century modern set. And as I promised in my last video, I will tell you how I choose one or another way to remove an old finish. A bigger dresser was in okay shape. One of the drawer sliders was broken, so the door got stuck in there, but that's fine. There were lots of scratches on the top, but I wasn't worried about them because they were not so deep. The only area I was worried about is this one, but we'll see. Maybe it's not that bad either. At first sight, it looked like I just needed to remove an old finish and it would work. The tall boy was even in a better shape. There was one drawer slider broken as well, and one damaged spot on the top, but that's only the top coat damage. And a couple scratches here and there, which is not a big deal. Looking at the drawers, I guess that was a shellac finish. The best way to find it out is to use the denaturated alcohol. I'm going to be using methyl hydrate, which is not exactly the same thing as denaturated alcohol, but with shellac it works almost the same way. But first I wanted to show you what this dresser made of. It was sold as a solid walnut, which is not true. It is a solid wooden there, but it's not a solid walnut. This is typical for mid-century modern pieces when the drawer is made out of wood, but usually it's the cheaper pieces, and sometimes it could be even scrap pieces glued together. And then there is a layer of sub-veneer on the top. It is pretty thick, and you can see it is lighter on this video. And the top layer is a thin layer of walnut veneer. And the reason why I'm telling you about that, because knowing what your piece of furniture made of helps you to choose your way to remove the finish. Let's come back to my piece. To find out if the top coat is a shellac, I poured some methyl hydrate. And the surface gets sticky right away. That means 90% it is a shellac. So here with this dresser, I have 4 options. Sand off the old finish, scrape off the old finish, use a chemical stripper, or use some methyl hydrate. And my decision at first depends on what condition is the top coat. And I can tell you right now that I almost never start with the sanding. The sanding is a quite aggressive method, especially with lower grit sandpaper like 60 or 80. It could cause first burning through the veneer if you have a veneered furniture, and it could cause lots of swivel marks. In the most cases, the first thing I try is a scraping. Sometimes the top coat could be so thin, dry, and fragile, it looks like it even asks, please scrape me. And if scraping works, for me it's a faster, easier, and cleaner way. And usually with the shellac it works very well, but not in this case. That top coat was pretty thick. I think there were multiple layers of shellac, and I think there is a toner under the shellac, and it was in pretty good condition except all those scratches. So my next step would be a stripping. In this case, using the alcohol probably wasn't a good idea because, like I said, the top coat was pretty thick, but for this video's sake, I did it. I poured some alcohol on the surface, spreaded it, and then I started scraping with a spatula almost right away. I didn't let it sit because the alcohol evaporates pretty fast, so you gotta work fast. It worked okay. I didn't strip all finish with the first coat. I needed 3 coats to get rid of. I should have pulled out the drawers, but it's me. Sometimes I get involved so bad into something that I forget about everything else. With the second pouring of alcohol, it started coming off. The finish started coming off. And I did this third one. I didn't catch the camera. I just poured some alcohol and I used steel wool, very fine steel wool. And that's how the top looks after stripping. Don't worry about those white spots. This is some water in methyl hydrate. It caused the shellac to turn white. And the only negative is that with the methyl hydrate, I couldn't properly strip the edges. For the tall boy, I decided to use my chemical stripper. And I use it for the sides of the both dressers as well. And usually I do 2 or 3 coats of the stripper, but in this case I only did 1. And then I used some alcohol and steel wool to get rid of the leftovers. It looks white, but I wiped it one more time and it helped to get rid of this. To make it easier to work with the drawers, I decided to take those drawers pulls off. It doesn't always go easy for me, but this time I was able to take them off. To take the top coat from one of the drawers, I decided to go with sanding. I told you that I almost never start with sanding. I only use sanding in two cases. The first is if the top coat is in really bad condition, it's really thin, and I can just start with higher grit sandpaper and sand it off. And the second, if I know that the top coat is thin, even if it's in good condition. For this video, I decided to sand one of the drawers, and I started with 120 grit sandpaper. One of the questions in the comments was, why do you strip or scrape the finish if you sand it anyways after? I've already named two reasons, and the first one, I don't want to burn through the veneer. But what if it's a solid wood and it doesn't really matter? To remove an old finish by sanding it off, I have to start with 80 grit sandpaper, 80 or 100. And like I said before, the sanding is quite aggressive process as it's messing with the wood fiber. And low grit sandpaper leaves swivel marks. Honestly, any grit of sandpaper leaves a swivel marks, especially if you use an orbital sander. But when we go from 80 to 100 to 120 to 180 and then to 220 grit, we're kind of sanding off those swivel marks. But if you look carefully with a bright light and really close, I bet you can find those swivel marks, even if you started with 120 grit, or even with 150, or even with 180. But I noticed when I start with higher grit sandpaper, I have less swivel marks, or they less visible. But even if I manage to sand without swivel marks, for me sanding is more time consuming. For this video, I timed how long it took me to sand the old finish off. For this one drawers, sanding with 120 grit sandpaper, it took me about 10 minutes. Oh, and here you can see that the toner was used on this dresser because the original color is a little bit different than the color with the finish. But I like the original color of the veneer, so I'm gonna keep it as it. After 120, I jumped to 180 grit sandpaper and I sanded with my orbital sander off camera, and then I sanded by hands with the same 180 grit sandpaper. It helped me to get rid of those swivel marks. I stripped the other 12 drawers with some methyl hydrate, and it took me about 7 minutes per drawer. That means if I stripped all drawers, all 13 drawers, it would save me about 40 minutes, which I think is pretty good. After stripping, I sanded all drawers with 180. Almost each drawer had some dents, so I tried to steam them out using my iron and a damp cloth. You can do this trick not only to solid wood, but to veneered furniture as well. So if it's not really deep, dense, or scratched, the iron could help. And after steaming, I hand sanded all drawers with 180 grit sandpaper. Usually I use 220 grit for final sanding, but with this dresser I wanted to apply 2 coats of my finishing oil, and I didn't want it to have a satin look. I wanted it to be more flat, so I needed lower grit sandpaper. And after I was done with the drawers, I repeated the same steps with sanding for the bodies of the dressers. The legs of the dresser and the decorative base, they were made out of different type of wood, and they were in pretty good shape. I didn't need to refinish them. So I just took them off, I gave them a good clean, and they were good to go. Too bad I couldn't do the same trick with the drawers pulls. Some of them were scratched, and I don't have any toners for the furniture, and I don't think I would be able to repair them, to refinish them and match the color. The top coat was so thin, and I was able to sand it with 180 grit sandpaper. One of the pulls was broken, so I squeezed some wood glue in there, taped it, and let it dry for about 2 hours. The drawers pulls was made out of maple, and this is one of those types of wood which doesn't absorb the stain evenly. So I decided to make my own wood conditioner. I mixed together methyl hydrate and shellac in 1:1 ratio. I applied my wood conditioner, let it dry for about 10 minutes, and then applied the stain. I used very thin gel stain in the color dark walnut, and it didn't turn out as dark as I wanted it to be because of wood conditioner. While the stain was drying, I mixed some paint wash. I needed deeper and darker color, and the only way I could achieve it is use a water-based stain, which I didn't have and it was too late to go to the store, or use some paint wash. I mixed together brown paint I had on hand and some black paint. I let the oil-based stain dry over the night, and in the morning I applied my paint wash. Once my pools dried after the paint wash, I applied one more coat of gel stain, the same gel stain, dark walnut. But this time I let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes and then I wiped it off. Finally, I was ready to apply a top coat. I used Black Forest finishing oil. It's a monocoat oil, and I attached white finishing pad, non-scratch finishing pad to my sander and use it as a buffer. Usually I apply just one coat of this oil and that's more than enough, and I have nice and flat finish, but sometimes I can find some missing spots, like there's no oil. Maybe I missed them when I applied the oil, I don't know. So this time I decided to try to apply 2 coats. For this oil, you have to wait at least 8 hours between coats. So I applied the first coat, and then after 8 hours, I came back. And first, I did some repairs in the area where I burned through the veneer. Then I took a gray pad and I kind of sanded the surface. It's not a sanding because gray pad is the same thing as 800 grit sandpaper. Let's say I smoothed it out with a gray pad. With just one coat, the surface looked good, but I decided to do it anyways to apply the second coat because I wanted to give it a try, and honestly, I kind of regret it. When I was applying this second coat, I had this kind of feeling like I didn't need to apply it. And usually the woodworkers apply the second coat of this oil to have a satin look, to add some sheen. And I think next time if I'll decide to apply 2 coats again, I gotta be more careful with amount of oil I use because I have to use as little as possible. This time I started applying by hand and then I switched to my sander. And I think here and there I left some excess of the oil. And when it dried, it kind of turned out grainy a little bit. It wasn't a big deal. It was still nice surface, nice, smooth, waterproof. But in some areas, I had to use the gray pad again and kind of sand it, polish it. So for my future projects, I think I'm gonna use just 1 coat of this oil. Once my second coat of oil dried, I was ready to put the dressers back together. I attached the legs, but that base, I decided to leave it behind because I thought it looked better without that base. Let me remind you how those dressers looked before, and here's how they look now. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.